Granlund with the puck. Granlund trying to fight off a check as he plays to the point. Instead, he works his way back free. Granlund fires, score!
Breaks a tackle at the 25, breaks another at the 30, and he's loose! Adrian's inside the 30, 20, 10, touchdown!
Hello everybody, and welcome to the introductory video of this new podcast that I'm starting up. It's going to be a sports-based podcast, generally talking about Minnesota sports, but also about national sports as well. The origin of the name DormCast is pretty easy, actually. It's just because this podcast is going to be run out of my college dorm room. I am a freshman at Gustavus Adolphus College. It's a small liberal arts college in Minnesota, so I am from the state of Minnesota. I like to think I know what I'm talking about when it comes to sports around here. But definitely we're going to be talking about national sports as well. What you'll find on this channel is basically a podcast that I'm going to try to be doing weekly. I would guess somewhere around Fridays or Saturdays is when it's going to be released, probably midday, although that completely depends on when I'm going to have guests on and when I don't have classes and stuff like that. College can be messy with schedules, and especially if I'm going to be having guests, which I will, I'll talk about that in a minute, then it's going to be hard to get a schedule that works consistently. I'm definitely going to try to make it work so you guys can have something to tune in. But yeah, right now this video is going to be exclusive to YouTube only, obviously, because it's a very small podcast, but it's not going to have any video. It's just going to have the background picture you have now, so it's something you can listen to on the background. Maybe you're playing some video games, or you're working out, or doing something and you just want to hear about sports. That's what we're doing here. So I'm going to be inviting guests on my Twitter. That is Ben Anderson NFL. You can find it on my channel and in the description of this video. And I'm going to be putting out a time. I'm going to tweet a tweet weekly saying, hey, we're going to start recording the podcast. Is there anyone who wants to be involved right now? Is there anyone who wants to come and make a little guest appearance? I'm going to be having main weekly guests, though, that I set up ahead of time and I talk with and get sort of the topics laid out. And if you want to be that, just send me a tweet and we'll talk and try to get you on a podcast. I'm going to try to get only one main guest weekly, and then we can add in some callers maybe for additional topics if you'd like. Or if you just want us to talk about something, tweet it at us when I say we're starting the podcast, or anytime at me during the week. I will definitely try to work it into the schedule. So yeah, the podcast right now, I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to guess around an hour. That is my baseline right now. I think an hour is a good length for a podcast. It's not too long, not too short, and it'll give you a good scope of what you want for sports. So yeah, definitely it's going to be I'm a little bit biased in my opinions, obviously. Some people might say I make some hot takes, but I definitely do love talking about sports. I'm very passionate about it, and I'm also very open-minded. So yeah, if you're very interested, if this sounds interesting to you, if you like what I tweet on Twitter, definitely subscribe. The button's down below. You know how YouTube works, probably. If not, there's a button right below me called subscribe. You can make an account, you can listen, or you can just tune in. If you don't have an account, definitely let me know on Twitter that you're watching, so I know that this podcast is active, and I'll see your view count as well, so that does mean something to me. Definitely just leave anything in the comments, tweet at me, whatever you want to do. You can get a hold of me anyway through the Twitter or through the comment section for stuff to talk about. And that's pretty much it. We're going to be talking about I guess I should talk a little bit about me quick. I already did in the beginning, but my favorite sport is probably football, followed by hockey and then basketball. I do like baseball, but the baseball season is ending now, which sort of works out for me because I don't know the most about baseball. I follow the Twins pretty well, and I'm starting to get into baseball a little bit, but ask me a football question, I'll know that. Hockey I'm getting into over the past 2-3 years, sort of since Parisian Suter came to Minnesota. That's when I've been really getting into wild hockey. And obviously the Wolves are really young this year, should be an exciting team to watch. And, I still think the Vikings can make a playoff push this year. So definitely a lot of exciting things happening in Minnesota sports and in national sports. A lot of records being broken. Young wide receivers are doing great right now. Even a lot of young goal scorers in the NHL. Is Jack Eichel going to have staying power with Buffalo? Is McDavid going to live up to the hype? NBA, Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, how are they going to work together? Can LeBron still lead a team to the finals? Is Steph Curry going to have a repeat season? Definitely a ton of stuff like that. And I know I personally am not afraid to say my opinion, and I'm pretty sure my guests won't either. So thank you guys for watching this introductory video. Let me know if you have any suggestions down below. And yeah, alright, I'll see you guys at the first podcast.